Hey guys, what is going on and welcome to another Fortnite Simpsons video here on the channel, where today there has been an update that has made it so that no one has a clue what the hell's going on the map, which honestly I think these guys are recreating in the lobby for you. So, there is giant food incoming, and effectively Homer has made it so that the sky is literally raining donuts. Honestly, what the hell has happened? Now, I'm not gonna really show you the, not really gonna show you the full thing because of licensed audio, but effectively, yeah, donuts are falling, they can kill you, they're gonna hurt. Doesn't sound like it's gonna be fun, really. But anyway, that is not the purpose of today's video. The purpose of today's video is weeklies and stories. So, first things first, Fortnite OG Week. 6 quests. Same system as always. Your eliminations this week is 3 eliminations with SMGs. Your 750 damage to players is with the tactical shotgun or heavy assault rifle, probably quite an easy one to do. Search 10 chests at Paradise Palms or Dusty Divot, and then your miscellaneous quest this week is to collect 3 legendary items, which shouldn't be too difficult for you guys to do. Over to Battle Royale, where we have our Week 2 quests. You will also notice that the bonus goals for weekly quests and Kickstart quests have had their goals pushed back a little bit to make it a little bit harder to actually get those quests done, because there was a glitch with Kickstart quests that meant a lot of people made more progress than they should have. But anyway, your Week 2 quests are also very simple. Your Battle Royale quests for the Simpsons season seem to be quite easy. I don't think they want to make them too hard, because obviously the hard quests come in the form of your story quests. So they are to hit opponents beyond 30 meters 15 times. Keep in mind it says opponents, so you can do that even on bosses. It's a really easy quest. Eliminate 2 opponents within 15 seconds of each other. That is probably the most difficult quest on this list, but if you just do it in duos, trios or squads and just duo wipe, it shouldn't be too hard. Then you have party assisted one of hire a character in 2 different matches. Really easy. Collect 250 bars from eliminated players is also really easy. And finally, crack 10 opponents' shields. Again, really easy. Our next set of quests to have a little look through is Peelfessor Frink quests. That is hard to say. Effectively, the mid-season skin release is now here. And all you got to do is complete weekly quests. Every weekly quest you complete up to 13 weekly quests will give you a reward, which honestly shouldn't be too hard to do, as we've just proved. Now, on to the story. Story Part 1 quests, or Apocalypse Dough, are now not available. If you didn't complete them, sorry, you're too late. However, our Part 2 quests are now here. You have 1 week to complete these, so you have until 1 PM GMT or UTC on Tuesday the 18th of November. Now, there's only 7 stages this week for Sugar High. There is also a cutscene. If you go to the animated shorts, you can go and watch that. But anyway, stage 1 from Jones. If this is what people love, maybe I just don't understand people. We have to survive for 30 seconds in a donut storm. Well, that sounds fun. Without further ado, let's jump into a match, find ourselves a donut storm, and get straight to it. So folks, it's also worth noting that you do have a new loading screen for the story as well, which I think we're getting one of these each week, which is really cool. But anyway, let's go find ourselves a donut storm. So folks, you will notice dotted over the map are a lot of donuts. They did say that as the season progresses, Homer's chaos would cause a lot of things around the map, so you can see here that naturally we have a lot of donuts around the map. Now, one thing that you do need to keep an eye out for is the donut storms themselves. So this is effectively purple storm clouds that will swirl around in the shape of a donut, and if you enter those areas, donuts will fall from the sky. I will also warn you now, they can kill you. I've seen multiple people get killed by the donuts, so do take care if that is where you are heading. For now, I guess we'll just wait for one to spawn in. So folks, we have just gotten the Deodorant Applicator, which did technically come out before today's update, but just to show you, when you first pick it up, the alien tentacle comes through and gives it to you, and it's basically a ray gun. So you'll remember, obviously, the alien seasons from Chapter 2, the alien weapons. It's kind of like that. I mean, it's not identical to that, but it's pretty much that. It's just a ray gun. So, in case you were wondering what that was, that's all it is. So folks, it appears that the storms, or the donut storms I should say, spawn in later in the game. So you got to get to roughly Storm Circle 3, but then it seems to spawn a couple every single Storm Circle. So actually, that might be quite intimidating later in the game when the circle is quite small and you're sort of trapped because the entire circle is a donut storm. But they also don't seem to last very long. So whether or not you'll be able to stay there for 30 seconds is not the simplest. You can see that they've already just despawned. So we've got to wait for the next storm circle for more to appear. And when they do, we've got to get there as quick as we can. Okay, folks, it appears that a giant donut storm has spawned over Springfield Town Square. And frankly, these storms are dangerous. Like, it's actually kind of intimidating watching giant donuts fall. But I guess, just like that, we've completed stage 1. So let's go check out stage 2, shall we? So folks, one good thing about the donut storms, they don't appear to spawn once moving zones start. So it appears that you only get them in storm circles 3, 4, and 5, I guess. So that's not too bad. I mean, if you had them now in moving zones, it'd actually make the end game really, really nasty, and I think people would complain. So I'm kind of glad that they've done that. But anyway, what is stage 2? Stage 2, we're in over our heads here. It's time to activate the eggheads. So that is from Jones, and we've got to speak to either Peelfessor, Frink, or Ned Flanders about anomalies. I wouldn't exactly say Ned Flanders is like a boffin, but okay. Guess we'll go and speak to them, shall we? So folks, where can we find the Professor? The Professor can be found over here. And this one, we have to ask him, what do you think of all these anomalies? Well, that should be obvious to even the most dim-witted individual with an advanced degree in hyperbolic topology. Which I have, of course. But I still have no idea why this is happening. Wait, he actually speaks! Oh my god, they added it! They added voice lines! Yes! They added voice lines. That's actually really good. So, that then leads us onto Springfield Story Stage 3, of which there are 2 quests. Both to do with the donut storms, and they are to deal 100 damage to opponents while in a donut storm, and to collect 3 dangerous objects inside of the donut storms. So I guess let's go find another donut storm, shall we? So folks, in other words, with this quest, I think this week's story quests even, I think they're just genuinely a bit of a patience game, a bit of a waiting game. Like, I'm not saying any of them seem that difficult so far, but it's more that you just have to wait for the storm to appear, and then you have to try and do the quest, which that might be... It's probably more annoying than it is difficult. So folks, the quest has arrived. As for collecting dangerous items, it's actually a much simpler quest than you might think. It's literally just pick up guns while you're in a donut store. That is what the quest is. Okay, so now we've just got to find some opponents to damage while in this storm, I guess. And that might not be the easiest thing to do. Especially not when they're in an armoured vehicle. It definitely does feel like the third and final Doughnut Storm is the most intense one. I will openly say that, but all in all, they also do seem to drop in some chests on some of these donuts, so like, we can't complain. So, I mean, anyway, let's go to another storm. So folks, we've found Moe's 5-gun, and it is both a shotgun and an SMG. And frankly, it looks weird. And effectively, it's like a double-barrel shotgun combined with the SMGs, the way it actually shoots in-game. So you just sort of like hold down to fire, and it will fire the shotgun shots, and then start spraying the SMGs, it would seem. But, oh well. Anyway, Lisa Simpson's also found over here now, so that's always quite interesting. Hey folks, you may notice the timer on the right is now back to 0. I do apologise, but the recording actually stopped and corrupted. I have recovered what I could. However, in the process we did lose the stage 4 quest. So, what was the stage 4 quest? Well, that's actually quite a simple one, so I'm thankful it was that one that we lost. But stage 4 was, we're making progress, now we need to bring everyone else on board, and it was simply to complete Homer's Lost and Found quest. Now, you could either just do what I was going to do originally, which is open chests to find Homer's keys and do the quest that way, but it's actually easier if you just go to Homer in Springfield Nuclear Power Plant and start his quest there. Completing that then gives you stage 5. We might just get the town on our side before Homer does something we can't fix, and that is to talk to Peelfessor Frink or Ned Flanders about stopping Homer. So without further ado, we're going to go into another game. We're going to try and do stage 5. Hopefully this recording is stable, and then I'll put the 2 parts together for you guys. I do apologise for that. So folks, here's the Peelfessor. We'll speak to him, oh hello, with the greetings and the salutations. How do we convince Homer to stop? Well, Homer has long proven himself impervious to logical or scientific interventions. I mean, that's a bit mean, but like, yeah, you're not wrong. Anyway, but perhaps an angry mob could dissuade him from ushering in the apocalypse with the doom and the screaming and the cowering in the basement. Potentially. It'd be good if we could do that. So that leads us on to stage 6 from Jones. This town really knows how to put an angry mob together. We've got to collect 4 angry notes from eliminated opponents, so I guess we've got to go around and kill people now. It does say opponents though, don't forget, so NPCs and such will count. But yeah, we're going to kill a few people to get some angry notes. So folks, it does appear that the notes actually drop where you stood when you killed the person, not where they were stood, which is unusual. But, I mean, I guess it makes the quest that little bit easier. So let's see if we can find some more people, kill them, and get this one done, shall we? So folks, just like that, we've collected our 4th and final of the angry notes, which brings us on to the 7th and final stage, finally, of part 2 story. And this one is from Homer. If Springfield doesn't love me, they must be wrong. Bring the notes to Homer. So Homer's becoming a power-hungry tyrant already. He literally said in the part 1 story quests about 10 days ago, he was like, oh, you can't take it from me, the power hasn't even gone to my head yet. Well, I think it has. But anyway, let's head over to the power plant to speak to Homer. So folks, he's saying that we can thank him later, he's busy right now, but we want him to read this feedback from town. Reading? Yes, reading. Who do I look like, Lisa? Just read the letters, Homer. Fine, but these better be full of glowing praise. And then he's openly said in the voice lines about us need to stop interfering in his life. Okay. Well, I get the feeling that Homer's still not going to listen to reason here, so that's probably not a good thing. But that being said, I think it's about time we head back to the lobby. Unless there's someone else that we need to report to, just like last time. You never know. There might be. There was last time. So folks, just like that, we've completed our Part 2 Springfield Stories quests. So if we look at the animated shorts, like I say, you can see them both in here now, Part 1 and 2. Sugar High is obviously the one that released yesterday for today's. The next short, Multiplidiocy, will be releasing next week alongside the Part 3 story quests, and that is on Tuesday, the 18th of November. So make sure to stay tuned until then, folks, and I'll see you all in the next one.